everybody. Hope you had a good Christmas. I'm back at her. I know I haven't done my cook show yet. Well, that's because I got busy processing and making my own summer sausage out of the white-tailed deer leftovers from this year. Which I say turned out really good. Yeah, I used a kit to make my summer sausages, but it was well worth it. I figure for, what was it, 300 grams at the store, cost me $8 to $9 of summer sausage. I've made probably about $400 worth of my own summer sausage. And the kit only cost me about $59. So, and tasty, and I know where the meat came from and all that kind of stuff. So, I was hoping to add to my bird collection here. And right off the bat I saw some tracks, but no birds yet. Mind you, I'm starting kind of late right now. Anyways, I am wondering what everybody else is up to for their New Year's festivities. I think my wife and I are just gonna sit at home and maybe watch a movie or something like that. But I'm gonna get some exercise today and just feel the warm sunshine on my face, get some vitamin D production going, and enjoy a little bit of the day out in the woods. So, previous to me being here with you right now, I believe there was a kill of some sort in the bushes that I couldn't see, but there was a bunch of bald eagles hanging out, and well, two adult bald eagles and one juvenile that was maybe too full to to move, but it's beautiful to see. I love seeing eagles, and they even did a little bit of acrobatics for me when I came back to that spot to see if I couldn't get some more video. They were flying, of course, and the two adults were kind of swooping and diving and clutching claws in midair. Of course, you know, spur of the moment, no camera gear ready or anything like that, but one of those things that you had to be there, and that was fantastic to see. So I decided, well, I put the boots on and everything, come out here and do a little investigation where I picked off my last grouse and see if there's any more birds hanging around. I was supposed to have a partner today, but unfortunately him and his wife got sick with a cold or some kind of migraine kind of thing happening, so needless to say, I'm alone again. Anyways, I'll catch up to you a little bit later. I'm gonna get back into the woods. It's so hard picking out birds before you're right on top of them. There's so much deadfall in this place. Every stump looks like a bird. chat with you guys soon. Oh, a little better luck today. Hopefully I got that on film with the head camera. But yeah, just ran across my first grouse. And he didn't even spook right away. Had time to put everything on. So about a 5-yard shot. Well, maybe 10 yards. Camouflage themselves so well. There he is. First bird of the day. Well, that was interesting. As you can see, another male grouse, ruffled grouse with the purple feathers on the sides of its neck. And I'm just in this little hollow. I was talking to my dad, so I was telling him that I was having trouble finding birds out here, but lots of sign. And he said you have to go to where there's nice warm hillsides, lots of cover, their food, and things like that. So this area is typically fairly windy, but and I've walked through here quite a few times. But so up on the hillside, you see there's nice warm hillside. There's lots of open ground, not covered in snow, and then it comes down into this little hollow here that has some nice cover and brush to hide in and so on, and then back up onto the other side of the hollow here, which kind of basins out around here. And yeah, just got him right there. So once again, about 10-yard shot, I guess. But I'm using number 4s because I don't like using number 7s or number 6s. It just the spread is too much for the bird shot, and tends to leave them full of holes, and I hate chewing on bird shot. So beautiful day out, and I'm still waiting on anybody to chime in for their favorite way of doing ruffled grouse or grouse in general. What's your favorite recipe? How do you like to prepare it? I'd love to hear, love to see what your family puts together. Love to try it out. So if you wouldn't mind, just leave me a comment. Even if you allude to some spices in the comments, that would be fantastic. And on with the journey. I'm gonna clean this bird up and put her in the pack and have a little break. I think I've walked about 1 kilometer or so. And what are your thoughts on habitat for ruffled grouse? Where do you find the most birds? Where do you find the better populations of the birds? And maybe the spring weather has something to do with it. when is it a hard year on birds? I know they're probably subject to flu or extreme colds and things like that, but does a wet spring have an effect on the chicks and on their mating habits and so on? Anybody that would like to chime in, please feel free to do so. So anyways, without further ado, got to get this baby cleaned up. So we'll talk to you soon. Hopefully with another bird. I'm allowed 5. Cheers. Just before I move on, had my coffee and had my little break and got the bird tended to. But I just want to share a little piece of my knowledge and what I picked up from the military, as well as a few of my teachers. Now, I know there's technology out there that you can use to track your location, your distance, GPS, handheld units, and things like that. But I always carry a backup, and I've never been really that savvy to technology. But what I picked up on is I use ranger beads. So there's 9 beads on the top and 4 beads on the bottom. So as you can see, I've got one that is put all the way down, and then I have yet to put all of my beads back up. All of my beads back up now. That means that I've literally gone 1 kilometer. So how these things work is for every 2 steps I drop 1 bead, because my stride, which I've measured out, normally 2 steps, so every time my right foot goes down, is 1 meter. So because there's 9 beads up on the top, every time that I reach 10 right steps, I move 1 bead down, and that constitutes 10 meters. So it doesn't help you find direction or anything like that, but it definitely keeps track of how far you've navigated into the bush. And basically, you know, if you're at a steady pace, you can roughly gauge, if you don't have a timepiece, to be able to tell exactly how much time has elapsed, or roughly how much time has elapsed. But the other handy thing about this is I always carry at least 1 or 2 carabiners, real carabiners, not the little camp carabiners with no attachment. So this one you can actually climb with. It's got a locking mechanism, and it's spring loaded, good up to, I believe it's 2,500 kilograms. But one of these, and on my knife I've got an older style carabiner right here, and it's got the keyhole mechanism, spring loaded and stuff like that, which is attached to my knife. Just, you know, an idiot string, just so you don't lose your knife. But it's an extra pair of, or an extra piece of paracord that I can unravel and use if I need to, which I have. Which also, this is another shorter piece of paracord that can be utilized for whatever I need to make bushcraft, or to well, I hauled a deer out with this. So this is a 7-strand paracord, real paracord. Don't get the stuff with the foam insert in the inside. But yeah, 7 or 11 strand paracord. I think the number is 550 for this stuff, and I can't remember the designation for the 11 strand. But anyways, I buy a spool of it, and you can get it, at not so much sporting goods places. They tend to have the cheap stuff, but yeah, you can order it online. You can go to Army surplus stores and pick up that. And yeah, so a way of tracking my distance. And if I was able to call out because I have reception, I'd be able to tell my partner, say if I broke a leg or something, I'm 5 miles in or 5 kilometers in, because I'm going by meters on this. And there's a difference between kilometers and miles. So make sure that you're using one type of measurement, and to have friends or partners that go out with you in the wilderness, that know your location. They know how far to go in. You can give them landmark references. Okay, it's 100 meters to this location, and then turn west and go 50 meters into the bush, and then turn right and go another 100 meters, and that's my location. And if they use their GPS, they'll be possibly a little more accurate if they don't lose their batteries. But this is the fail-safe, no batteries required. You just got to think a little, and you should be thinking while you're out in the woods. Always stay aware, always be conscious of your location and the terrain and what's around you. And if you want to live, you'll find a way, right? So just a little share on my extra kit that I carry with me constantly. And yeah, I encourage you to seek that out and try it out for yourself. It's a good practice for the kids. It's a little bit of an orientation or an add-on to your orienteering practices, and it's well worth the while to have as many manual backups as possible, because technology fails. Yeah, technology fails. Batteries run out, and it's a shame if you lose your way or whatever. Carrying a regular old compass with a lanyard, put it around your neck, put it into your pack. It'll help you navigate, say, if you lost all light, fog moves in, so on and so forth. But know your land too. So the reason why I'm so successful with my hunting is because I tend to go to the same places over and over again. If you're changing locations all the time and you're hitting new territories every time, you don't have a clue about the habitat, you don't have a clue about the patterns of the animals. And if you're frequenting a place over many seasons and getting to know the terrain, number one, it makes it very hard to get lost. Number two, you'll have picked up on the signs, the animal traffic, their habitats, their normal patterns throughout the year. It just increases your success chances by tenfold. So know your animals, know your land, and stay safe out there. And we'll catch up to you soon. I'm going to continue on into the bush. I'm going to try to stay on this level, although I know there's some benches that kind of progress up the hillside. And in the previous video, you'll know where I am and the ridge line. So because of my foot injury, which is doing a lot better, I've been doing some physio and keeping care of it and resting and so on. I thought I would side hill the opposite way so that when I go down into the bottom, it's a nice flat and level way out for me. Hopefully I'm not quite as tired. And at the end of the day, when you've been carrying a heavy pack all day and your energy's running low, then just make it as easy as possible for you to make your timely exit in a safe manner. So cheers everybody, hope you're doing well, and I'll probably say it a few times, but last day of the year, Happy New Year. Cheers. Woohoo! Well, I didn't have to go very far. So I just went for a little walk just up into these trees where I showed you. Nice habitat, some clear stuff and so on from the snow. And I was gonna go to the left, but I decided to follow the game trail to the right into these trees over here. And as you can see on the video, came across a ruffled grouse just beyond this patch of trees, and nice, easy, clean shot. And then I decided to keep on coming around to this clearing over here and started coming back to my pack. And just at the base of these trees, that was my third grouse that I got. So, like I said, you know, if there's one grouse, there may be more. So, you know, just sit still, be patient, and start exploring around you. And always be loaded and ready to go. So I just had a couple of shells in my pocket and decided, well, let's see what can happen here. So, sorry for the grizzly sight. There's 1, 2, and 1 in the pack makes 3. So, awesome. Well, I think this is going to be a short day. I might limit out by the time I get out. You know, some days, you know, makes for a boring video. You know, hiking the hills and, oh, look at this tree and look at the knots and, oh, look at this mountainside and, oh, it's a beautiful day out, but no action. But you keep on hammering at it and you keep on keeping your spirits high and follow your intuition. So I said, well, I got my boots on, I got the clothes on, so I'm going anyway. And yeah, look what happens. So don't be discouraged if your friends decide to do something different with the day. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow your passion, and you will have a magical time, even if you're alone. So I'm gonna clean up these ones and get them into my pack, and maybe I'll just do a little circle and head back. It is New Year's Eve, so I'd love to be home for my wife when she gets home, and maybe have some nice supper prepared for her, and yeah, just make a good quiet evening out of it. And like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying your lives and doing what your passion, following your passions. There's only a short ride on this planet, and it's definitely worthwhile to take the time and follow up on your dreams. So, yeah, until a little bit later. Cheers. Wow. So, yay, another one. I didn't even get finished doing what I was doing with the other two birds, and I just happened to notice something in the bush, which I missed, and I threw out my shotgun shell and thought it was empty, and went back and better reload, and I don't have any more shells in my pocket, and so I had to come back to my pack, as you saw, and so I went to reload, and I noticed that my 30-30 was spent. So I actually had my hammer, because it's an over and under barrel, I had my hammer on the wrong barrel, and of course missed, because I'm thinking, well, I don't have to be that accurate, it's a shotgun. Well, I went back and I picked up my shell, and sure enough, it wasn't spent. But then I thought, well, maybe it ran off, and as you saw, it came busting out of the bush, and so that's 4. I'm done. I don't want to limit out, and that's enough birds for a little while, even though I've got 15 and a half days left on the season for this year. I'll save some for hopefully when my friend comes out. And it seems to be my day. So yeah, they're just basically all in a circle around me. And if I would have just lost patience after that first one and decided to storm off and go through the woods and go through my normal progression, I wouldn't have noticed any of those other birds. They probably would have given me the slip. But today I'm just patient and just relaxing into the day and enjoying the day. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the pack makes 4. So awesome, great adventure, and not putting on miles and miles and miles without any reward. So anyways, yeah, it's unfortunate that I spent a cartridge from my 30-30, but oh well, still was successful, and it didn't fly away on me. So yay. I'll catch up to you in a bit. Just in case anybody's worried that I cleaned this place out of birds, each mating pair can produce up to 6 chicks or so, and the amount of sign that I've seen in this place that I'm at definitely has more than its fair share of mating pairs. I didn't even make it back into the back country where I tend to see more sign. Plus I missed all those back there. So, that being said, just in case anybody hasn't cleaned a bird before, it's easier and cleaner, especially if you have a headshot, than doing a fish. fish is way more messy. So just getting out of that little basin there, and I'm gonna just do a nice little circle back to the vehicle, keeping my eyes peeled. Such a beautiful day. Usually I find on days like this, the birds are down low, which I'm about half elevation right now to the top of the hill. And yeah, I tend to find that, you know, being at 0 or +1, I think it was supposed to reach a high of +5 today. They're all scattered about and down low and just everywhere. But I just happened to hit it lucky today. So, and the wind is picking up. Just a beautiful, calm moment of about, maybe about an hour I spent in that one spot, just taking my time and relaxing and enjoying the sun. So, needless to say, blah blah blah, I know. What do you do? Thank you to all my subscribers. I really didn't think it was possible to even get 100, let alone over 12,000 people following me, barring the robots, because that seems to be a thing nowadays. But yeah, let me know if you're a real person out there. Drop a comment. It'd be really appreciated. And yeah, I really enjoy putting these things together, and as time goes on, I'm getting a little better at doing my videography, and it's a new skill, you know, so practice makes perfect. And I hope I didn't bore you too much on the other ones. I know I just love sharing the wildlife this land has to offer, especially for people that don't get out of the city much, or you've got an ailment of some sort where you can't go hiking and so on. Really appreciate bringing these video clips to you. And as time goes on, maybe a little more money invested, I'll be able to get some better equipment and more stabilization, and just better with my talking to whatever I'm doing at the moment. One thing that you will not see on my channel is anything to do with AI. You know, there's a time and a place for technology, and then there's time to share real times with people communicating to people, living a real life. Anyways, enough of the rant and the blah blah blah, and just coming down on. So I was up there. I've only moved about another 100 yards or meters, because I've counted 10 on my step. So I got to move one of my beads, which I put it too far on my pack. Well, I know I'm a kilometer out, so don't need to navigate so much, and I can relay the information to my friend that I had success within 1 kilometer of the road. And hopefully he gets well so that we can get out at least one more time before he has to go back to work. But for me, I am going to keep on getting my exercise, keep on keeping touch with the land, and keep on practicing and making hopefully some great content that you will all enjoy. And if you have any ideas or any questions, say about what I carry in my pack for survival gear, how I pack for the day. I know all you experienced hunters out there and enthusiasts of just being out in the wild. You probably have your own kit that you like to carry that suits your needs, but doesn't mean that we can't share, and that doesn't mean that we can't learn from each other. And building a more knowledge, a community that is friendly to each other, and allow that transfer to the younger generation of knowledge, wisdom, and capabilities. That's what I'm all about. And this channel isn't only about hunting and wildlife photography. I think men should step up, and I know we all have busy lifestyles and things like that, but to give our partners support in surprising ways goes a long ways for a relationship. Like, say, can't sleep, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, make bread. How many guys out there, when's the last time you made bread? Or if ever? Or, just take those opportunities to do your honey-do list, and maybe go one step further. Anyway, it's getting kind of windy, and it's a little bit too much of a chat, so I won't bore you. But all the encouragement out there, grace and peace to you all. May God bless your lives. And we'll see what I come across on the way out here. Never made it up to that side of the hill. There's a valley in between us. I've always come up this side. Wow, maybe years and years and years ago I was up over on that hillside. You could just barely see it through the trees here. That's another ridge line. So it looks like I'm a good ways past noon now, so I'll see you down the trail here. Well, just taking a breather here before I get back to the car. Got another 200 meters or so before I get back to the car. So that was it. No more birds. And I'm down low now, so maybe that was the thing. They were just at that certain level. anyways, I just wanted to say once again, Happy New Year. Or Happy New Year's Eve. Hope you guys are keeping well, and I just wanted to share with you the little thing personally about my family. My wife and my daughter are vegetarian. And you're probably asking yourself, well, how does that work? Being you a hunter and her having an aversion to meat. Well, number one, we love each other greatly, dearly, enough to have two children. And, well, we met in 1994. Nope, sorry, 1991. Got married in 1994. She's weathered it all, from when we were living in an apartment and I had no shed to process my yearly deer, coming home to 4 hooves sticking out of the bathtub. I always clean up after myself, and yeah, it's been a trial for her, no doubt. But she knows I'm a good provider. She knows it's a passion in my life, and she respects that just as much as I respect her being a vegetarian. The last couple of days, I've been processing sausage. So, bringing it in from the smoker and finishing it off in the oven. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, cleaning the oven, making sure that all the drippings were taken care of. Even though I used a drip tray, the rack still needed to be done. And I made sure that I aired out the house as well before she got home, so that she wouldn't be put off of her supper or anything like that. My son, on the other hand, he's a meat eater, hasn't quite got the passion of hunting yet, but does come out on rare occasions with me and helps me when I need help. So we got the female side of my immediate family are vegetarian, and the male side, we are the hunters and the meat eaters, which is typical. Well, not typical, but my family has got a Germanic, Norwegian ancestry and that, and we've lived very close to the land. My grandparents on both sides were farmers from Saskatchewan, and moved out here after retirement and brought their children with, and here I am. So, that being said, it's possible to have a great relationship with your spouses, and just to be kind and courteous and respectful to each other and tolerant to each other's ways and opinions. We do share a lot of passions for each other and for activities. She loves being outdoors, even though that she's not so mobile nowadays. And you just got to roll with the punches, and if there's a will, there's a way. I still take her for drives, even though she's maybe got a walker now, can't get out into the bush, and in this kind of terrain, it's still possible. And that's why I did a video series of accessible fishing places for handicapped people or mobility challenged people, just for my own refresher of knowledge of what's around my area, so that I can get my wife out to enjoy nature and to enjoy our green spaces, and just love each other no matter what, and no matter where. And yeah, technology's improving, so she gets a little bit discouraged, and I say, hey, if things progress with your condition or whatever, there's innovative people out there that really have some ingenious ideas on how to get people out into the woods and down the path, and still enjoy their lives and make the most of the beautiful lands that we live in. So anyways, without too much further talking and all that, Happy New Year again. And if you like my video, please subscribe, chime in on the comments, and let me hear about those recipes, thoughts, and opinions about the honeydew lists and home renovations, and to be a diverse man creature or woman creature, and encroach on those traditional places that were separated at one time, and pitch in and be creative. Like, I do bread making now. Who knew? My wife said he's the unintentional baker. And for good reason, things are evolving, and food isn't what it was. Like, for instance, just butter. Shortbread just doesn't taste right anymore. I can leave that butter out on the counter for weeks, and it doesn't melt. It stays, fairly hard, and I don't remember it being like that when I was a child. So that's why I've taken to baking, and just the cost of things, doing my own home renovations, and supporting my wife and making adjustments to lifestyle, and planting gardens and doing canning that my dear grandmothers tried to inspire me with when I was probably too young and too uninterested as a child. But I'm doing it, and the family just loves to participate, as well as to enjoy our home preserves as well. So, like I said, this channel isn't about just photography of wildlife, even though that is a good portion of it. It's a lifestyle that I'm trying to encourage people to keep touch with the land, keep one foot in the dirt, and just make the most of your lives. Even if you don't hunt or whatever, know that, chicken didn't come from Safeway. Chicken came from a farm. Support your farms. Support the family businesses. Small business is what built this country. Small business is what's going to save this country, or any country for that matter. Corporations are in it for profit. They're in it for, the bottom line. And I prefer not to be just another meat popsicle and working on a production line. I prefer to evolve and use my skills and my talents to somehow make a way for my family to healthily progress into the next year and the next year's coming. So take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.